right? We can do that again. Whoops. I think we've got it. Oh my lord. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. Thank you all so much for taking the time to support the channel. I hope you're all having a magical day. In Mythic rank Best of 1 Alchemy with a new deck. It's Mono Blue Tempo making a splash. In today's video, we'll break down the deck list, talk about the strategies, the synergies, showcasing all of this within the Mythic rank gameplay footage, and then we'll wrap up with our final thoughts. Make sure to like the video, show your support, subscribe to the channel, and maybe even become a YouTube member for access to exclusive content every week. But until then, let's take a look at this brand new deck. Well, here we are, ghouls and goblins. We're making a sploosh within the meta today with an organic deck that I'm sure you've not seen. This is, again, an Alchemy build in Best of 1 with a 2.0 average mana value. This indicates that it is a very quick deck to be playing, and we have a perfect balance of 18 creatures to 18 non-creatures and a smooth 24 lands. So the land really should not be an issue in the deck, but you'd be surprised how it swings sometimes. Going up to 26 through Walry's Disruption, the first thing I always like to mention is the module cards, or the double-faced cards. In this case, from Zendikar, the land as the ruins coming in tapped, and then Disruption for 2 mana countering target spell, unless its controller pays 1, and as a tempo deck, those counter spells are very, very nice. We also have another counter spell through Disdainful Stroke for 2 mana, instant speed, countering target spell with mana value 4 or greater. Getting rid of anything that is good, right? Because typically, you know, while 3 mana is an exception, but 1 mana, 2 mana, who cares? It's probably not making that big of an impact within the game long term. However, those more expensive cards, for example, Loath as a 5-drop, wow, does that ever make an impact? And we just want to kind of mitigate that and not have to deal with it. With this being said, that is all of our counter magic alongside Spell Pierce. I guess I shouldn't forget that, for 1 mana at instant speed to counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 2. So only the 3 counter spells within the deck. And this is so that we don't get bogged down by, you know, draw your go, draw your go, draw your go, and never do anything. Because within a tempo build of this orientation, it is important to get a few creatures in play, and then draw, attack your go. Draw, attack your go, right? And then on their end step, if you didn't have to deal with a spell, you are continuing to fill the field, protecting your own creatures, right? Which is super helpful, right? And then focusing on evasion, right? Flying, unblockable are big within this particular deck. And we can also open up our attack lanes as well through bounce effects and phase out effects, which we have as well. Just so you have an idea of all the overarching synergies within the build before we kind of break them down. Getting carried away with Walry's Disruption as the land, which then segments to the counter magic, but hey, here we are. Talking about some of those creatures, though, that are going to provide the tempo in-game. The Ascendant Spirit, 1 mana, 1/1. So this is really easy to play while holding up mana to deal with your opponent's spells, protect your own creatures, things of the sort. You can also, on your opponent's end step, dump your extra mana that you've not used into the Spirit, which is quite nice. For 2 mana, it becomes a 2/3. For 3 mana, after the first 2 mana, and you have to do these in succession, it's going to become a 4/4 with flying. And then finally, 2+1/+1 counters on it, and whenever it deals combat damage, draw a card. And the final ability actually will stack. You can just add those counters, and the draw ability will actually stack as well, which is pretty goofy for multiple draws. But, I mean, are you ever going to get there? Not with this deck, because it is effective enough that you'll close out the match before that. With this being said, we also have other forms of flying. The Spectral Adversary is a 2/1 with flash and flying, so if you didn't have to protect your own creatures, which this actually does do, then you can just play it as an attacker. Not only will it protect your own creatures, but it can open up the attack lanes of your creatures as well, one or the other, being both a defensive and offensive spell. Makes it very, very helpful. And this is because whenever it enters the battlefield, we may pay 2 any number of times, and as we pay this cost, we'll put that many counters on the Spectral Adversary and then phase out that many number of artifacts, creatures, and or enchantments, which is pretty cool. Of course, phase out means until that controller's next turn, So if we are protecting our creatures from removal on their turn, that's totally fine, right? As soon as our turn starts, these creatures phase back in, we continue our assault. If it's on our turn, we're opening up the attack lanes by phasing out their blockers to hopefully take lethal damage, right? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And itself is an attacker, which is fantastic. So a very, very, very important card within the build. Furthermore, we have Suspicious Stowaway, front side, Seafaring Werewolf, backside as the Daybound Nightbound. Daybound 1/1 for 2 cannot be blocked. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, then discard a card, right? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. This allows us to cycle through our deck and find the more applicable spells for the specific matchup. The Seafaring Werewolf, exact same thing, gets a power or strength boost into the 2/1, and whenever you attack, you just draw a card. There's no need to discard, which is really, really good value. Consistently doing 2 damage and drawing a card is exactly what we want to be focusing on with our turn, because if it's draw, deal 2 damage, draw your go, there's very little chance that we lose the match. Moving away from this, we have another flash creature with the Futuristic Spell Thief for 3 mana, aka the Snapcaster Mage, as a 3/2 with flash, and when Futuristic Spell Thief enters the battlefield, conjure a duplicate of target spell into your hand. That card perpetually gains. You may spend mana as though it were any mana color to cast this spell. It gets pretty dirty. You can take your opponent's spells if they've got something good, while increasing your field strength, right? Or you can take copies of your own spells, which is just about the most ridiculous thing I've ever done. For 4 mana, you can Fading Hope your opponent's creature, or protect your own, doesn't matter, whatever you're doing with it. Hopefully just opening up your attack lanes, leaving your creatures in play, because that's more combat damage. But, you know, opening up your attack lanes, bouncing one of their blockers, playing the Spell Thief, grabbing that Fading Hope back into hand. Oh my, well, not even back into hand, it's a conjure, so it's like a duplicate card, and this is, it's goofy, it's absolutely goofy. Furthermore, it works very well with the March of Swirling Mist in the same fashion, which, you know, it's going to protect your creatures, it's going to really open up your attack lanes and help you close out matches. Finally, our last creature here is the Sabia Siphoner for 4 mana. It's a 2/2 with flash, and it will cost 2 less to cast if there are no instant or sorcery cards in your hand. 2 mana, 2/2 with flash. That's fine. However, it gets really good when it enters the battlefield. Return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Holy Toledos. And furthermore, if it would die, shuffle it back into the library instead. So it is never going anywhere. And you can get down and dirty basically for as long as you want here, which is really nice. You know, making duplicates through the Spell Thief, grabbing them back with the Siphoner, continuous combat damage through the Stowaway, opening up attack lanes really easily with the Spectral Adversary. It's all here, right? So that's kind of what we have creature-wise. We talked about the counter magic already. And then, you know, general interaction. The Fading Hope, we mentioned for 1 mana, instant speed, return target creature to its owner's hand. If its mana value was 3 or less, scry 1. The scry is very, very good. The opening of attack lanes is fantastic. Protecting your own creatures is so-so, right? It could be worse. However, I would rather protect my creatures with March of the Swirling Mist, because then we don't have to replay them. There is no summoning sickness, and they still survived the enemy's interaction. For 1 mana plus X at instant speed as an additional cost to cast a spell, you may exile any number of blue cards from your hand, which in our case is no sweat because it's a mono blue deck. The spell will cost 2 less to cast for each card exiled this way, and you can phase out up to X target creatures, which, again, wow, if you're protecting your own creatures, they don't lose summoning sickness. Sorry, opponent, your wipe didn't work, and I'm going to still smack you next turn as hard as I can, which is very, very cool. You can reduce the cost of it, which makes it even better in my eyes, right? Especially when we have such consistent draw in the deck available as well. Divide by 0 as well. Only 2 copies of this for 3 at instant speed to return target spell or permanent with mana value 1 or greater to its owner's hand. If the mana value was 4 or less, learn. The learn is fine. It's not integral to the deck. Sometimes I'll just use it to discard a card I don't need to draw, because we can grab that card back with the Siphoner. Wink, wink. But if you must, we have the Transformation of the Sciences, 2 Archaics, an Anatomy of Prophecy, and an Exhibition in the sideboard to get the job done. I'm sure you're familiar with the Learn cards, and you can really do whatever you want with these, whether you need some exile or, you know, dealer's choice. With this being said, There is other value here through Behold the Multiverse for 4. Scry 2, draw 2 cards you can foretell for 2, which is nice. With the Siphoner to reduce the casting cost of it, as the foretold cards are no longer in your hand. I believe that wraps up the deck, other than the Hall of the Storm Giants. Need I say more? 7/7, Ward 3, Wolf, and then the Ottawa Soaring City. It's Ottawa, eh? And, you know, this is acting basically like a Fading Hope to bounce creature, enchantment, or planeswalker to its owner's hand. It's really nice because, you know, it's getting everything, right? Other than the planeswalker. Well, no, it does get planeswalker, sorry, but, you know, you're losing a land, but there's 2 of them, so it's fine. It's fine. It's good. It's good. It's good. Yeah, enjoy today's video. And don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, share the channel to your friends, become a YouTube member, and let's slay some Mythic matches, playing against not only the best players in the world, but the best decks, going from like 96% all the way up to 99%, which is super exciting. So a fairly feasible deck for ranked right now, I think, just because people don't know how to interact with it, right? Like many of the new decks, if you guys are playing these day to day alongside me, keeping it fresh is a big component to keeping your opponent on their toes and kind of guessing what that next play is, rather than having those play lines already mapped out in their head, right? And you can really gain some additional value through, you know, the misjudgments, let's say here. So cheers, enjoy, like I said, and we'll wrap up after this. First, beautiful, we love it. Ascendant Spirit is in play. Mono black, not great. That's a very good card against us. Pass turn. Really, really looking for that next land. If they take it, they take it. If they don't, we're good. At this point, I guess we can smash. No land is fairly brutal though, right? She's a brick house. No landy. Stop it. End turn. I think it's more important for us to protect our tempo than to really dig for that 3rd land. Like, yes, we could foretold, behold, and then we could get the draw from it. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I can't believe that works out in our favor. Still no frickin' land, Rand. Stop it. You just stop it. Come on. There it is, folks. Now we just need our 4th land. I'm gonna toss this to the side because we could always discard our March. Well, discard something for the casting of our March is what I mean, if we need to. So we are, like, relatively protected. Huh. Go for it, bro. If we phased it out, they would have kept the menace counter and just have done it to us next turn. So, you know, have it. There you go. We get what they take. Brutal. So we definitely want to draw. Really? These are fantastic cards, but they're not our 4th land. Okay. I don't really need a second spirit because all of our snowman is being dumped into the first. We just want to protect it. Which we can't quite do yet. We could force a pretty juicy double block, though. I just wish we had that 5th land in play already. Okay, but I think this is fine. Right? They take the Siphoner. Congratulations. Gotcha. We see the oops go out there. Common mistake. Here's our 5th land. Good game, and now, you know, we're ready to dominate in the air, get those draws, and we were lucky enough to, you know, not just immediately die, so we can kind of sustain ourselves, hold up the protection, because as soon as they target the spirit, you know, you're done, son. It's phased out, and we just continue to apply pressure, hopefully finding some more goodies, and yeah, I mean, we see another right off the top, which is cool, because we can grab stuff from the grave. Our opponent goes first. Let's keep 7. A lot of land. I mean, what could go wrong, right? Should be fine. It's a really nice 2, 3, 4 if we get there. Even a 1, 2, 3, 4. You're done. Get that land out of here. Oh my lord. Stop it. Nothing but land. It's fun to see the contrast as like bricking one match, flooding the next. Oof. I cannot feel good. They just paid 3 life for that. We even scried a land away. Wow. The flooding joke was just that. It was a joke. They're upset we're taking too slow. Taking too slow? Taking too long. The blue deck. I have to play slow. It's hard. I'm not smart enough, man. Leave me alone. They pay 3 life for that as well. They do not care about their life total. I mean, there you go. Couldn't agree more. They've got a life gain, but I think we're just going to try to mitigate that out of play. We kill them before this becomes a problem. I'm thinking. I'll never complete a dungeon, so this is probably garbage. They go down to 8. Oh! believe they had that, they're saying. Boom, now you're down to 6, bro. Let's go! Should we berate them like they've been berating us? Do they have instant speed removal? They could get it here. Do they have instant speed removal? They do. Good play, good play. It brings them to the 4-4 though, eh? Flying. Alright. I don't think they want to attack though. Woo! This is close. Not even my good eye can see the edge of my seat. Jokes are worthless, though. It's that Null Priest that's gonna save them. Guaranteed they just... What? Wow. I think they're going to get the win, but wow. Whew. Wants to buy Flash Flying, right? Like, we have the mana open. We could potentially Well, no, they could defend with this. Or just gain so much life. Right? Did they swing to go up to 5? Right, because that's lethal. And they gain the life to spread the gap. They still have lethal on us is the problem though, right? We're close. We're so close. Like, this is a fantastic match. They should have played the 5 as well. This was, like, just a little bit earlier. And we could have dealt with the Null Priest last turn and then counterattacked. Oh, that would have been so deadly, bro. I think this as well. We could have phased out and stopped lethal damage if we... I'm just playing too quickly. Good game. A little bit of a misplay. We could have taken the March, discarded the Stroke, so phased out 2 creatures. Oh, but then they would have had lethal anyways through the Vanishing Verse on our new blocker. So let's show ourselves out. Fantastic game. Really, really good game. Going first, keeping 7. Few really nice matches this morning. I'm gonna Wari. We have a Spell Pierce anyways. Maybe we should have held it up. Right? Blue source though, so you never know. Spell Pierce should be effective. Oh my gosh, we flipped tonight. That's interesting. Take our draw. Stowaway out. This is an Azorius deck. 2 Spell Pierces. Woof. No. Not today. Oh, double draw, did you say? Don't mind if I do, Hugh. Don't mind if I do. End turn. Gotcha. Classic gotcha moment. Do it again, I dare you. I'm not gonna pay the extra 2, I'm just gonna play it in. Hitting for 6. Now this is a tempo deck. They stop a little bit of damage. We retain our Spell Pierce. We have a super big mist through discard if we need. Like, we're good. We are good. This is flawless victory. We just let them have it. Yours. It's all yours. It's a big hit. Hashtag no. Another draw? You're so generous. It's in turn. I think we're good to go. Oops. 3 and 1. Actually, let's do Behold. Right, we can do that again. Whoops! I think we've got it. Oh my lord. This individual no longer likes to play against mono blue players, I can guarantee it. It's nice to see the deck actually execute like it's supposed to, which is fairly decent. Just kind of stop everything. Getting lucky with those Spell Pierces. But again, you know, multiple field wipes, they have interaction, and we handled it effectively. Fantastic. And 81% at iCloud.com. Nice. Nice. I like the stowaway, but we could also just flash with the siphoner. Ooh, little zombie action! Draw and discard. Throwing the city away. We already have a copy of it. And turn. We go to night, which is beautiful. We have the spell thief. We could also push into the spirit, or even the siphoner, but nothing to grab with it, so I don't want to do that. I just don't care about it, though. Do they have removal for one? Doubt it. Let's push into the spirit. Hit for 2, take a draw. Yeah, just end turn, push into the spirit. I mean, I don't want to double drop and lose nighttime. And watch, they'll probably do that here right in front of us. Taking 3 damage, down to 17, that's fine. They play a Kato, take a draw. No, interesting. Well, hope for the best. They may have removal here. I think they do. Okay, it could have been worse. It could have been far worse. Hit for 2, down to 15. End our turn. Fine. Zombies you control have flying. Interesting. Why is it so... Oh, we don't... I forgot that it got boxed out again. Shoot. No, it hasn't, because it wouldn't be a 2-3. But we're still not going to the last one. But we can grab flying. Down to 9. The draws through the werewolves are, like, so good. If there's anything serious, we're safe. Spell Pierce OP. Okay. Flying zombies, ladies and gentlemen. So, 1, 2... We can phase out 2 things. I'm still just gonna play it. Let's draw off the Death Touch. I wouldn't mind taking the Scob if we can get it. Right? Which then is like, well, why don't we just attack with all then? Oops. I guess that's why. We should have tried to bait the double block. What am I thinking? Right, we have to try to lose at this point. Grab a draw. Toss one of these bad boys in. We're unblockable. I mean, we have a Spell Pierce from anything too scary. And Fading Hope, which should also help. Interesting. Good game. A pretty jank zombie deck, but it's fun. Like, I love playing tribal decks. We needed that. We needed the win, right? So, we'll take it. We'll take it. On the draw with a terrible hand. See how it works out. What is up with these stowaways? They won't stay away. Stowaway, not stayaways. That's why they don't stay away, I guess. Hopefully there's no play here and we can generate some tempo. Just skip your turn. I think you just have to take it. Sucks, but it is what it is. They just trying to go right to a 5-drop? Play a Goldspan Dragon, I dare you. It's not a card we want to bounce, really. It's only a 1/1, though, and we can bounce it when they Covenant. Still not great, but whatever. Take the draw, looking for a land. Double draw next turn, maybe. No protection, other than a Fading Hope. No blocks here. It's all yours, bud. We only take Magda because it continues to generate treasures. Wow! Gee, thanks. How many draws have we taken already this game? That's fine. Here's a Fading Hope with a Spell Thief underneath. Behold can go. We already have one. No lands for you! Hit for 5. Good tempo play here with the draw. Thanks. I feel like I have to actually show gratitude for my land draws at this point. Thank you. Here's a white source out. Who cares, you know what I mean? We're just gonna send this Fading Hope back and forth, back and forth. Bingo bango bongo. Not bad. It's an interesting draw, that's for sure. Definitely not a land, but we have 5 at this point. You know, we can kind of stop complaining about it. We're good to go. Like, our hand is full of ammunition. We don't really need to draw, so Behold can go. We could even March and Spell Thief. Deep blue. That Farewell's expensive. Here's another adversary. Good game. And we're ready to, like, continue to push and push and push. That was a really nice value. I might want to study the play lines that we just took. Baby, let's go! A little bit of a rough start, but very good matches throughout today's video. Just having fun with the game. Literally for the first time in a while have I been making decks that I want to play. You know what I mean? That I'm staying up late to just play. It's been a little bit since I've actually enjoyed the game this much, which is weird because this is Alchemy and I'm supposed to hate it. What the heck? But again, it really, for me, is about the creativity. And when I am able to be creative, that feels good. And I think that's where I derive a lot of the pleasure from. But being competitive certainly helps. And when we can fuse these two together, ooh, we're talking about Cloud 9, right? What did you guys think of the deck? Any ideas on how we could make it more competitive? Of course, I'm always interested in that. You can leave those in the comments below. If not, just like the video. It does help support my bottom line dramatically. You can also subscribe to the channel to help out every single day, right? That would be fantastic. Maybe even if you're a big time baller, become a YouTube member and I have exclusive content for you guys every week to support your good graces. Thank you all so much. Have a magical day and we'll see you soon in the next